What was the procedure with your hand? Did you have screws or plates or anything put in there?
Yeah, I don't know how many screws, but a bunch of little screws, a couple plates, one in each finger. So they did a good job. I was beat up pretty bad at the time. That's one of those situations. I've done that so many times. It's since I've been in junior. That's the way I've been taught to block shots. It's been effective for me. Usually it hurts a little bit, but the pain goes away. And that time, the pain didn't really go away, so I kind of knew something was wrong. It was just reactionary to kind of throw my stick and glove. I wasn't really sure, and then I took a look at my finger, and it's pretty gross. It was pointing back at me, so I figured something was wrong.
Did you see the replay? Did
Yeah.
you see the replay after?
It's something I've
What
watched.
was your reaction?
It's something I've watched quite a few times. I got a lot of time on my hands, so I've seen it. Quite a bit, and for me, it's something I've done. It's the way I block shots. It's the way I play the game. Nothing's going to change when I come back. It's just, it's an unfortunate accident. I'm on the lineup for a while. It sucks. But if I do it all over again, I play the game the same way. One of the refreshing things about sitting back and watching games, as hard as it is, it helps me realize just how good of a team we have. It's you watch us play every single night, you just see how effective the guys are. Guys have stepped up in different situations, and it's good to see, and it just reassures you of the group that we have. I'm not allowed to do anything really right now except for treatment with physios. It's pretty soon here. I think I'll be able to kind of ramp up my treatment, maybe get in the gym, get on the ice, and start doing stuff. So when I do come back, I'll be ready. But right now, it's a little frustrating because I just, you come to the rink every day and you lay on a table while they bend your fingers backwards.
Are the 6 weeks, still realistic?
I haven't. I think that's a very broad timeline. I think it's just based on how my finger recovers, and it might be earlier, it might be later. For me, I'm just I'm trying to get back as soon as possible. I get checkups. You see how it's coming along. It's coming along nicely. I'm happy with the progression, but trying not to set a date because I don't want to be stuck on that. I just want to get back as soon as possible.
Would you know when you would get back on skates?
I haven't been given anything right now. It's kind of a day-to-day thing. I have to see how my hands, dealing with the treatment and recovering, and there's certain guidelines that I have to get to before I'm able to go on to the next stage. So it's kind of a day-by-day thing, which is as frustrating as it is. You just try and do as much as you can every day, so the next day you wake up and you make little improvements.
And how stressed are you when you watch a game?
It's a lot tougher than being a part of it, but it's like I said, when you're watching the games and you're able to sit back and watch his team play, it's a special group, and you can just see, it's different guys every night, and it's fun to watch, but it'd be better to be a part of for sure.
How much were you looking forward to playing in the Winter Classic, and how disappointing was it to realize that potentially that's off the table now?
Yeah, it was. When I was driving to the hospital, that was kind of the first thing. I told my mom she better maybe look into canceling flights, but I'm not giving up on it yet. There's a very slim chance that I'll be able to get back in there. But when you look at what I have around me, obviously I go to my family. My dad's a strength coach. My mom's a physio, so I got pretty good parents to lean on in this situation. And the group of trainers and physios that we have at the rink, they're doing everything humanly possible to get me back as quickly as possible. So I've told them not to give up on it just yet.
Were you shocked to learn that it was going to be at least 6 weeks when you were told that the length of the injury?
Well, when I went in the room, they actually asked to do an X-ray. I told them to hold off. I'm pretty sure it's broken. Just let me make sure I can feel my fingers again. So we waited a little bit, did the X-ray, and then got the news that it was going to be surgery. And it was disappointing. I've never gone through anything like that. To be honest, it was a little scary. You don't know how your body's going to react, but it's just been going day by day. It's a new process for me. It's a new learning experience. You're just kind of going through it as you can, and as disappointing as it is, you have to understand that you're going to get back. You just have to make sure that when I do get back, I'm in a position to help the team. That's the biggest thing for me to get back is the mobility. It's obviously the finger's still pretty stiff. The other one's coming along nicely, but the one finger's pretty stiff right now. So getting the mobility back, I don't think strength will be an issue. It's a little different because even in the gym, I'll kind of have to get away from grabbing things and gripping for a while. So it'll certainly take some time, and even when I am back, it'll be something that I'll have to continue to work on. But they're so good at that stuff now, I'm sure I'll be able to get back to the level I was at.
When did you get the hard cast removed and put on?
Well, so with this injury, That's the biggest thing is your fingers lock up, and even the ones that weren't broken once I got over cast, they were pretty stiff, so I have to work on those ones. And so I had the hard cast off, well, I think 10 days after surgery, and I've been able to do a little bit, and then I've gone to a splint that I can remove. And, so when I go home, I can do my exercises, I can do my treatment, and it just speeds up the recovery time a little bit.
What
When
have you
you-
been doing
it's
the past
never a
time?
good timing when you get injured, but did you feel that you were playing some of the best hockey of your career at this moment?
Yeah, I felt good. I mean, you know, things were going well for our group. It was an easy group to be a part of. You know, I was just showing up every day and trying to do my job. I don't get too caught up in numbers, but you know, I was playing good hockey. Hopefully, when I get back, I'll pick up where I left off and play the same way.
What have you been doing
Unfortunately,
this-
you have the chance to be around Gary. How is it for you? For you too, you know. it's-
Fortunately or
most of the time-
unfortunately? No.
Most of the time you're involved in the team, very big part of this team. How is it for you two, especially?
Well, that's one of the hardest parts about being injured is you're away from the group. You almost feel like you're kind of isolated and you have your own separate team, and the guys are doing one thing and you're trying to be a part of it as much as you can, but there's only so much that you can do to contribute. So, you know, obviously you don't want Carey to be injured, but the fact that we're going through this together, it helps us keep us a little more mentally sane coming to the rink, and we're not as bitter as we are, but you know, it's good to see him around. He keeps it light, joking around, and you know, we have as much fun as we can with the situation that we're in.
What have you been doing to pass the time when you're not here?
I've got way too much time on my hands. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and my fantasy football team has really taken off, so it's the one positive.
Jen Kite situation on Twitter.
Well, for me, one of the things I pride myself most on is being a good teammate. And you know, maybe I shouldn't have responded and given him a pedestal like that. And I, you know, I understand that side of it. But for me, I was sitting at home. I was frustrated, and you know, I saw a guy question my honor and my integrity and accountability. And that's one of the things that I pride myself most on is being a good teammate for my teammates. So. You know, it obviously frustrated me. I got my point across and moved on from there.
Is it you know, more tougher when it comes from a former player,
Yeah,
a guy
no,
who played a game?
that was one of the things because, you know, I would have expected an understanding there of the way I play, and I understand not everyone has to like me, not everyone has to understand, but for me, like I said, I take a lot of pride in playing with that integrity towards my teammates, and you know, I don't like when it's questioned. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. For me, you know, I could be a little bit smarter about when I respond and when I don't, but at the time, you know, I was going through coming back from injury and going through a rehab. It's a frustrating time. I responded, and you know, it is what it is.